Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please be seated. The ceremony will begin momentarily. As a courtesy, please take this opportunity to silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. The ceremony will be conducted as an outdoor ceremony. Headgear will be worn and hand salutes will be rendered. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As a reminder, this is an outdoor ceremony conducted indoors. Headgear will be worn and hand salutes will be rendered. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence Deputy Commanding General, Brigadier General Kenneth C. Cole, Assumption of Responsibility Ceremony. The host for today's ceremony is the Commanding General of the United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence in Fort Novosel, Major General Claire A. Gill. Joining us today from the USAACE Command Team are Mr. Robert Dort, Deputy to the Commanding General of the United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence in Fort Novosel, Chief Warrant Officer 5 and Mrs. Michael A. Corsaro, Chief Warrant Officer to the Aviation Branch, Command Sergeant Major and Mrs. Kirk R. Coley, Command Sergeant Major of the Aviation Branch. Distinguished guests in attendance are the Honorable Mark Blankenship, Mayor of Ozark, the Honorable William Cooper, Mayor of Enterprise, the Honorable Charles Schieffer, Mayor of New Brockton, Mr. Michael Schmitz, Civilian Aide to the Secretary of the Army, Major General Retired Lou Hennis, Brigadier General Retired Stan Bodritis. Distinguished family and friends of the Cole family include Miss Diala Cole, spouse of Brigadier General Cole, their son Joseph Cole, Brigadier General Cole's mother, Joan Cole. Joining us virtually are Brigadier General Cole's daughter and son-in-law, Hannah Chen and Captain Devin Chen, and their son, Kenneth Cole. Please join me in a round of applause for our distinguished visitors and guests. The salute battery is provided by 1st of the 117th Field Artillery Regiment under the direction of Sergeant First Class Ricardo Farias. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the invocation given by Colonel Kyle A. Taylor, United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence Chaplain. The rendering of honors, followed by the national anthem sung by Sergeant First Class Deanna Lucchese. Major General Gill has deferred honors to Brigadier General Cole. During the cannon volleys, the proper courtesy by military personnel is the hand salute. All others please remain standing.
All heads bowed. Please join me in a moment of silence. God of all grace and goodness, we arrive at this moment with heavy hearts today, So we invoke your presence in a profound way to fill this space with your mercy and grace. This ceremony represents a progressive commitment to improve on our processes, synthesize our efforts, and increase our operational effectiveness. And we believe that Brigadier General Kenneth Cole comes to USAACE with the requisite knowledge, capabilities, and experience to be that integrating agent and difference maker for this command. And as he assumes responsibilities for this peerless center of excellence, we are confident that you have already made him equal to every challenge. And as we go forward, Lord, we ask that you provide the comfort, care, and counsel that is needed for us to endure these difficult days while remaining steadfast in our intrepid mission of training our aviation force to truly be above the best. We ask that you would be with the family of the dearly departed, and may light perpetual shine upon him. In your name we pray. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, Ms. Dyla Cole is being presented a dozen yellow rosebuds. Yellow is the color of new beginnings. In time, her rosebuds will blossom, as will her relationship with the soldiers, civilians, and their families. In addition, one yellow rosebud is being presented to Brigadier General Cole's mother, Joan Cole. Today's ceremony serves as a powerful moment of appreciation, paying tribute and honoring the traditions and culture of our Army, and welcoming new leaders to their roles within the Aviation Center of Excellence. Today we honor and recognize Brigadier General Cole as the Aviation Center of Excellence's new Deputy Commanding General, and welcome him and his family. The Deputy Commanding General is the Principal Assistant and Deputy to the Commanding General, primarily responsible for advising the Commanding General on all functions related to readiness, functional training, and training management of the United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence. He is also responsible for the direct supervision and execution of decisions, policies, and all matters related to 3 brigades, 2 non-commissioned officer academies, and 4 directorates. The Deputy Commanding General synchronizes the Aviation Center of Excellence to ensure the best training with the best equipment is available and provided in order to ensure the United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence succeeds in its mission to provide the Army with world-class aviation, soldiers, non-commissioned officers, warrant officers, and commissioned officers to compete and win in large-scale combat operations. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm welcome for our host of today's ceremony, the 18th Branch Chief of the United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence in Fort Novosel, Major General Claire A. Gill.
All right, well, welcome everybody, welcome home, welcome to Fort Novosel, the home of Army Aviation. Obviously, it is a hugely important day for us here. I feel like a pro football team that just got the #1 draft pick, so we're really celebrating the fact that we got Team Cole back to Fort Novosel for, I thought it was 4 times, and I found out Ken was actually born here, so 5-time recidivist onto the world's greatest aviation training team. A couple weeks ago, we had a ceremony outside. It was a little warmer than this, and I prayed last night for cooler weather and clear skies, and so we got 70 and air conditioned for you today, so appreciate everybody placating us doing it inside. I think this is such a great venue, and it's perfect for something like this, nice and intimate. I don't know where Sergeant Lucchese is, but she's my favorite vocalist right now. She always does a bang-up job. Yeah. All right, well, it's my honor to welcome back Ken and Dyla and Team Cole back to the Aviation Center today, where he's taking the duties as the Deputy Commanding General. As I mentioned, it's not his first time back here. In fact, it's his 2nd time in this position. The Army got it right. The last time he did it as a colonel, we just promoted him a couple weeks ago to Brigadier General, and the Army saw it important enough that we brought a general officer back here to help us with the training, the readiness, the functional training, and the training management of the USAACE. And that includes what we do right here, vitally important to our Army, but also the soldiers. We've got the 128th team and the NCOA Academy. So we've got, Ken's gonna look over the Fort Eustis training, where we train our crew members and our mechanics, as well as Huachuca, where we've got our unmanned systems training. So Ken's going to be busy on the road a lot, and it's just exciting, and I'm super honored to be able to serve with you. So joining Ken is his lovely bride, Dyla, his son, Joseph, and his mother, Miss Joan Cole. Great to have you, ma'am. Thank you for coming, and thank you for setting the foundation for what we've been able to take advantage of for the last 30 years here in the Army. So you got the first 20, Dyla, you got the next 20 to 30 here, yeah. Thanks for what you all have done as a family, and then to Devin and Kenneth and Hannah, who are online. I just want to say thanks to you all as a family, and frankly, representative of all Army families. Ken is serving in uniform, they're serving out of uniform. And so Joseph's getting ready to go off to college at UNC Chapel Hill next week. I don't know the number of schools that you've gone to, but I'm guessing it's at least 2 hands worth and maybe even 3 hands worth of schools and houses and all that. And that's the same for his kids that are here online. So, you know, it's impressive to think what we ask Army families to do, and you guys just thrive in it, as evidenced by him going to a top-tier college here. So, you know, Joseph's going to go off and do great things. So to the family, thanks. Ken and I go back a ways. We are classmates at West Point. We didn't run the same circles back then, but we did both come here together and then started running many of the same circles. So we both cut our teeth out in the big Army and then moved over to Special Operations Aviation. I think this is the first time I've worn this in a long, long time, but Ken and I share that, a little bit of history. What I think is really impressive about people that can go in and out of different communities and excel, you're gonna hear here in a second, Ken does that better than anybody in the Army. So he went on to command a battalion in Korea, the 3-2 General Support Aviation Battalion. I ran into him, probably the first time we really got some time together was at the 12th Aviation Brigade. Ken was the permanent party combat aviation brigade in Europe. I was a rotational brigade, and so he bailed me out of everything that I couldn't pay for, or I didn't know my way around, or I got in trouble with the locals, and Ken knew how to get me out of sticky situations. So it's not the first time, and it won't be the last time, I promise you, that you're going to bail me out of some sticky situations. After brigade command, Ken went, and this is where I'm talking about kind of the multi-tool player that we got here in General Cole. He has served as the Chief of Staff of our most deployable headquarters, the 18th Airborne Corps, working for some pretty influential people. He's been all over the world, so that's another burden that the family has shared, that every time they think they're getting ready to sit down for dinner, Ken's in some sort of a crack unit that's out the door, and so that's probably disrupted plans over the years and shows the resilience of this great family. He also did that for the Joint Special Operations Command headquarters. I think everybody here can appreciate that that's also a very important job for all of our department and our nation. So it's not like people don't recognize the talent, and like I said, we just got that #1 draft pick right back here. Ken went on to serve as the Deputy Commanding General of the 101st Airborne Division. I don't know that there's a better one-star job. We're going to have to weigh this one with that. That is the operational home of Army Aviation, if you will. This is the training home of Army Aviation. All right, so as I mentioned, he's going to be critically important to what we do here. We live in a very dangerous world right now. I just left the Joint Staff where I had, insight into things that gave me nightmares about just all the challenges of the world. Army Aviation plays a critical role in solving those challenges. So as we talk about going from the last 20 years of persistent conflict in a global war on terror, counterinsurgency environment, we're shifting our focus to more large-scale combat operations, operating as larger units. The division is now our center of action, and the environment is becoming very multi-domain. And so we've talked a little bit about the fact that we train aviators here, but we train unmanned operators out in Fort Huachuca. That teaming is going to be vitally important. What we do here is vitally important to the Army. We do everything that the Army does, but we do it faster, we do it more agile, we do it as professional as anybody out there, and we do it in that third dimension. And there's a lot of challenges to doing that, right? We operate these incredible machines. We do it in inhospitable environments, and so the foundation of taking these machines out there and supporting the warfighter happens right here when we train that initial base. And it happens at Huachuca and it happens at USAACE. That's what General Cole is going to be in charge of for the next year or so. So there is no doubt that we have a proven leader back on our team. Ken, I am just honored to serve with you. I'm probably more fired up to serve with Dyla and Team Cole because you guys just bring the fun to the Army. And I look forward to our time together in the office and doing the things we do, and then the out of the office things that we do. So welcome back to the family, welcome back to the home of Army Aviation, welcome back to the Wiregrass, to all of our leaders and everybody here. Please join me in a welcome to Team Cole. All right, that's it, above the best. Thanks, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm welcome for the Deputy Commanding General of the United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence, Brigadier General Kenneth C. Cole.
Distinguished guests, family, and friends, Major General Gill, thank you, sir, for making me go through this ceremony. Even though I did try to cancel it, you are the rare leader who I can call both a mentor and a friend, and I can't wait to share this year and this mission with you and your family. Thank you. And thank you all for the welcome home. And for the audience, so what is home? The gate guards say welcome home. And as General Gill mentioned, this is our 4th time here. And to be clear, it's actually my 5th. I was born here, as you mentioned, sir. My father was an instructor pilot working out in what was then tactics side of the house out at a place called TACX. So we are truly home. What a privilege to return to this great place, this great community, and the great mission. More on that in a second. So to Mom, thank you for making everything that I've ever done, including the being born part, so thank you for that. Dyla, thanks for joining. It has been an honor to share this adventure with you. Joseph, thank you for being here. You're very busy, and I'm very excited that you're here today. Ella, online, hopefully we catch you, and I'm glad you're here with us. She's starting her high school year, and then for the kids online, Hannah, Devin, Kenneth, so proud of you guys. More on them in future sessions. So moving on to the mission. So this mission is important, as General Gill mentioned. So when we say above the best, we mean it. Our soldiers and our Army are the best in the world, and that is not by mistake. There is no call from them that we do not answer. There is no wounded that we will not get out. If they need to see something in front of them, we will find it. And when they need something destroyed, we will do that too. That is Army Aviation. That's what we do here. That is a no-fail mission, and we do it here every day and every night. And thank you, Chaplain, for mentioning our hearts and our minds are with the families of our most recent tragedy. We will not fail, and that is because we cannot fail. Once again, thank you all for coming. Please let me shake your hands after this, and then please join us for a piece of Above the Best cake. Above the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the retiring of the colors and remain standing for the singing of Above the Best and the Army Song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for attending. Please come forward and join in congratulating Brigadier General Cole and his family at the center of the stage, and for a reception immediately following behind the Huey display. Above the best, fly Army.